A mom leaving her 2 children at home could never have expected what would happen to them while she was away. She was shocked to see what was happening when she checked her home surveillance camera. Cindy Cordova had gone out for the morning, and her 2 children had stayed behind at home. What was meant to be a casual outing for Cordova turned into a nightmare when she saw her daughter in handcuffs. Cordova caught the incident via her home surveillance camera and shouted through the speaker to get the cops' attention. However, they did not respond to her and focused solely on her children. Police first arrested her daughter, and when her son tried to record what was happening, he was arrested too. Cordova was horrified by what she saw and admitted wanting to be at home with her children. Cordova's children, who were 14 and 19 then, had been in their apartment while their mother was out for breakfast on October 22, 2022. While they were at home, sheriff's deputies arrived at their apartment complex after responding to a domestic violence call. Cordova's daughter confirmed she had just arrived home to find her brother cleaning the house on a regular day when the sheriff's deputies let themselves into their apartment through the front door. Shortly after they entered, the deputies approached Cordova's daughter and placed her hands behind her back. The young woman said she tried to tell them her mother wasn't home. She also confirmed the following: "I even showed them she's trying to talk to them from the camera, but they didn't care." Cordova's daughter was then placed in handcuffs, and when the deputies noticed that her brother was recording the incident, they grabbed his phone out of his hand and pushed him against the wall of the apartment to handcuff him too. Cordova turned on the live streaming function on her phone, where she could watch everything happening to her children because her daughter had informed her that the deputies had entered their home. The startled mother explained that her daughter had cooperated with the deputies and tried to explain that she and her brother had done nothing to warrant their arrest. However, it was to no avail. Cordova's daughter said a few deputies were in their home when she asked them for their search warrant and tried to explain to them that it was only her and her brother at home when they entered. Cordova was confused and worried when she saw how officials maltreated her children. She lamented, "I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know if her son could breathe. Why would he be treated like a criminal?" The family pleaded with the sheriff's department for months to give them answers as to why the children were treated so harshly, but they had no luck. Their case only began gaining traction when they posted the videos on TikTok this year. The sheriff's department said someone called them to the apartment complex after someone had heard screaming and possibly someone being hit. The department released a statement stating, "After several attempts to have the occupants of the residence exit the location to ascertain if anyone was injured inside, the deputies made entry and a use of force against a juvenile occurred." However, Cordova's daughter disagrees with that statement entirely, saying she and her brother had done nothing wrong. Yet the cops still seemingly wanted them outside in handcuffs. The children were shocked at the treatment they received. Their TikTok videos have garnered over 20 million views, and their attorney is on the case. Yet the department says their officials behaved as they should have because the home's occupants were uncooperative at the time. The Cordovas have hired an attorney to help them overcome their trauma and get answers as to why 2 innocent children were treated so harshly. Talking about the incident, their attorney, Narine Mukherjian, said, "This was outrageous to me because these are kids in their own home, okay? Parents are not there, and these officers took it upon themselves to barge in." She also confirmed the deputies had performed a false arrest and used excessive force on the children when they unlawfully detained them after entering their home. The force can be seen in the YouTube video that was posted about their incident. Cordova says that her children are still traumatized by the events 6 months later and are fearful of going outside. They also feel that every deputy they see will treat them like the ones who entered their home did. Now, the family is planning to move from their home, and Cordova says she is searching for justice, hoping this will never again happen to another family. She believes behavior like this needs to be stopped. While Cordova and her family are traumatized by the events of October 22, 2022, many people are standing behind them to support their fight for justice. Most people who commented on the YouTube video of the event are understandably horrified by the actions. One user said they thought Cordova's daughter had reacted appropriately to strangers entering her house without reason, and said that anyone who did that did not deserve respect from the residents. Another user wondered what was happening with law enforcement and said it seemed like they always had an aggressive approach to everything. The user then said there was no reason for grown men to maltreat teenage children as they did. Deputies claimed that the door was open when they arrived at the home, and that is where they entered from. But a user said that still gave them no right to walk into the house, even if they were law enforcement officers.